Okay, guys, I'm going to go to Ask Scruff. And it's a question that is answered in the modules. Now, let me just give a salute to Dave. Right. Okay. I'm going to do Andrea's second because I think that's actually a good coffee with Scruff. So I'm going to turn that one into a coffee with Scruff without reading it all out because it is quite an epilogue. But today I'm going to do Dave's. Okay. Watching the video above, which will be this one. And once you've chosen your direction from the indicators, can you use low time frames to get in? Well, that's the essence of what we do anyway. So, for example, your 4 hour, 1 hour aren't flaring, but the 5 and the 15 are flaring. Is that a decent indicator of the move? Well, there's various different ways you can look at it. Now, if you come on to wear the Scruff, it'll kind of simplify. It'll tell you what the Bollinger Band is doing here. Now, when you're doing a bias direction score, that's exactly what it's doing. It's looking for the overall direction. And then it'll show you whether the time frames are telling you to go. And the time frames it's telling you to go are the 5 and the 15. Now, as you come down, it'll tell you there what the bias setup is. But as we come all the way back into this, that'll tell you how to get out, when to stay out, red questions, mindset. There you go. There's your key entry and trigger points, trigger candles, and trigger points from an RSI, etc. What these are there to do is to show you that there isn't just, oh, I'm going to look on a small time frame and I'm going to get in. That's dumb. That is really fucking stupid. Because if you aren't aligned with the bigger market, you're already onto a loser. So essentially what you're doing is you're looking for the tide of the market. Now, I'll call it the tide simply because it's been referred to a few times. If you look through some historical books like Reminiscence of a Stock Operator, he refers to the market as the tide, the ocean of numbers. Now, on a beach, you're going to have the ripples. It'll move in and out all the time. You will see this on any beach. The sea comes in, the sea moves out, the sea comes in, the sea moves out. But the tide is what will time that market. In other words, the tide, if it's going out, will take over. It'll always win. So the small ripples that you're looking at, in this case, sort of your smaller time frames, you can use them to get in, but you need to know what the direction is. Now, if the direction is up and you're looking at, say, a Bollinger Band flare, then that flare needs to be coming up on the upper side. But if you have a flare on a 5 minute and it is collapsing on the 15 minute, well, that's a mismatch. So you need to see alignments across the board. And that's why I have multiple checks as to what I do. So I wouldn't rely on a single indicator. I would look at a multitude of indicators to see if you got confluence. But if I had to do it with one, I would look for momentum rather than sort of just go, well, the Bollinger Band's flaring. Because Bollinger Band by nature is incredibly lagging. You know, you got to remember that. It is a lagging indicator. So momentum is the one that I would look for. Okay? So you want short-term momentum to see if that's got that pulse in the same direction as the key direction that you've chosen. And if that's the case, then you're in with part of a shot. But if you've got full confluence right the way through, in other words, you've done your bias, you've got it scored to a decent grade, and then you can see that tide is turning into your favour, in other words, it's going the direction you want, then you go. And the best part of it is the levels, because the levels will tell you exactly where to get in and where to get out. Hope that helps. Catch you soon.